Today I'm going to be solving 5 crazy cubes. All of these cubes are crazy in different ways, which I will be showing you. Let's start off with the Super Ivy Cube, also known as the Rex Cube. This one is the least crazy of the 5, I would say, but it's still a bit more of a crazy cube. So, one, you can extend this into an FTO, but also, it turns like this, like an Ivy Cube, but it has these additional pieces. And the solve is quite interesting, so we're going to scramble this one up first and do a solve on this one. This one might be the shortest solve, I don't know yet. It's definitely one of my favorites to solve. It was quite a challenge to figure out at first, though. Alright, it's scrambled up and I have my timer out. So let's begin the solve. One thing is making sure color scheme is correct. So here with red versus blue, this over here needs to be green. So this is not the correct color scheme. And it doesn't work if it's not in the correct color scheme. So we have to make sure to get that right. Alright, so all these little edges are in place now. Now we're going to work on the big centers, which we're going to do like an Ivy Cube. See, this is what happens when you get the color scheme wrong. These two centers here are flipped, and that's not possible in an Ivy Cube, which means the color scheme is actually wrong, and I need to go ahead and fix that. Alright, and now all the centers are in place, so that means we got our color scheme correct. And now, we're going to do an algorithm which is going to move these little petals around. So, now it's just a lot of commutators, pretty much. Okay, Rex Cube is solved in 4 minutes and 20.25 seconds. So, quite a fun solve. Can get a little bit repetitive that last step because it's just commutators switching around these pieces here. But overall, quite a fun solve. Next is the Square 2. This one's crazy because it's a square 1, but you can cut in the corners, and so you can end up with some very crazy shapes, even more crazy than on a square 1. So now I'm going to scramble this one up, and this one's going to be one of the more challenging ones to solve just because I don't have a particular method exactly. I kind of just mess around with it until something works. One thing is there's no bandaging like on square 1, so it's easier to scramble at least. Alright, that looks pretty well scrambled up. As you can see, the sides just look crazy. So, got my timer. Let's begin solving this one. Okay, got it back into cube shape. Okay, yellow on top, white on bottom. Now, I'm just going to do the edges, and then I'm going to do all these, like, little corner pieces, like the edge pieces, is the best method I've found for this. I'm pretty much just going to use U-pumps to move around the edges. So now you see these edges here are in place. So now you work on getting these in place. Okay, so most of this top layer is done, but we do have parity between these two edges. Okay, we have two adjacent parities now, so we just need to solve that. Luckily, it's not really parity then, it's just a swap of edges, so no long parity algorithm to try to do. Okay, and just like that, the square 2 is solved. Quite interesting solve in my opinion, trying to figure out exactly where everything goes. This is one I enjoy solving quite a bit. The final time was 5:18.54. So quite enjoy this one. On to the next one. Next, I have the Qi OS Cube. It looks like a one color 2x2, but if you turn it, some of the stickers pop out. And so there's not really a method to solving this that I found. The stickers pop out pretty randomly. Just pretty much turn it until something works. Just try different things until something works. So this one's definitely going to be a bit harder. So let's scramble it up. As you see, when I'm scrambling it, all the tiles are just randomly popped out. So let's get my timer out. This one sometimes takes like 6 seconds. Sometimes it takes like 5 minutes, depending if you find the right combination of tones to get these all to pop back in. I haven't found a specific way of doing it, so let's get started. I do kind of know some patterns will lead to other ones, so that helps a little bit, but even that only helps so much. It's definitely somewhat just random tones. Now we just have these two stickers, but wait, that solved it. Okay. Like I said, it can be random, but 56.63, that's actually one of my better times on this cube. So definitely quite interesting solve. Can be fun sometimes, but can get a little bit frustrating sometimes when you just can't get it solved, since it's kind of random. I was not expecting that last turn to solve it. So on to the next one. Next is the gear shift. This one looks pretty normal, just like a 2x2 with gears, but the crazy thing is, if you try to turn it like this, it doesn't really turn. It kind of does, but not really. To turn it, you have to pull it out like this to then twist it. And so, because of that, I'd say it's pretty crazy. No other cube do you pull out to turn. And then you just twist them around, so the pieces don't actually move, they just twist in place. So you kind of just keep pulling out and twisting until it looks scrambled. Looks like a pretty decent scramble there. So let's get my timer out and begin. Alright, and then twisted ones like this, there's an algorithm for, which I'm gonna go ahead and do. 50.05 seconds. So overall, quite a fun one as well. On to the next one. Next is the Polaris Cube. I would say this is the most crazy one. So as you can see, it doesn't look like it turns really, because the turn is hidden. First, you have to misalign all of these corners like this, and then it actually turns like a skew. And so definitely very crazy in that way. So let's go ahead and scramble this up. All right, so that looks pretty scrambled up. So get my timer out yet again. And let's start. Okay, so the first step is to solve the centers like a cube. Alright, it's definitely very hard to see, but you can kind of see maybe that the centers are in the right place according to the corners now. So now we're going to start solving these little pieces. So we're going to find a piece like this, move it into place, turn this back, and move it out of place. And we're just going to keep repeating this until all the pieces are solved. As you can see here, we have the first corner section solved, and you see if we turn it back how the centers are in place. So now we do that with the other 7 corner sections. Alright, first 4 corner sections done. On to the last 4. Okay, everything's solved, so now we realign all of the corners so it's back in a cube shape. And in 3 minutes and 49.26 seconds, we have solved the Polaris Cube. So overall, I'd say they're all very crazy cubes, and thank you all for watching.